Hello, we are in Chapter 5, Section 5.6, Rationalizing Denominators. In this video, we're going to describe what it means and go through an example of rationalizing a single radical factor denominator. So the idea is that if we have a radical expression that is a fraction and there are radicals in the denominator, it's hard to evaluate such or approximate such number, and therefore we want to remove that radical or irrationality caused by this radical from the denominator of such expression. This will not always be possible, but there are several cases when we can do it fairly easily. One of those cases is a single radical factor in the denominator. So let's have a look at this example. So using properties of radicals, we can rewrite this square root of a fraction as the fraction of square roots. And then square root of 1 is 1, but we are left with the square root of 6 in the denominator. So let's have a look at what can fix that. We know that squaring the square root will simply give us the radicand, in this case 6, which is not an irrational number anymore. So we want to get the square root of 6 squared in that denominator. The thing is that we can't just square both the numerator and denominator of a fraction, because we can only multiply a fraction by 1 to keep it equivalent. And therefore, we have to multiply in a factor in both the numerator and denominator that will make that denominator the square of the square root of 6. And the square of anything is the thing multiplied by itself. So if we have one square root of 6 there already, it's just a matter of multiplying by another square root of 6. So we multiply both the denominator and numerator of our fraction by the square root of 6. And that results in the following. In the denominator, we get that 6 that we were looking for, and 1 times the square root of 6 in the numerator is simply the square root of 6. No further simplifications are possible, and we have our denominator rationalized and the final answer simplified.